October 2023 Horoscope, Aquarius. The Aquarius horoscope for October 2023 suggests focusing on your career. This period is good for negotiations and networking. If you manage to impress, profitable offers will not keep you waiting. For Aquarius, who fiercely defends his right to individuality, the month of Libra will be a time of pleasant discoveries. Creative experiments, unusual business ideas will be profitable and will bring moral satisfaction. Since the hunter's full moon in October increases the need for mental comfort, Aquarius will be able to settle family misunderstandings. You need to be patient to establish contact, bringing loved ones to a frank conversation. The events of the first days of October will make you doubt your competence. You will have to face new challenges. The authorities will want to expand the list of responsibilities. According to the Aquarius horoscope, there may not be enough experience and knowledge to successfully cope with the work. You should not deny the problem and look for the guilty. You need to seek advice from specialists. A beneficial role will be played by the intervention of Venus in Leo. Everything will immediately fall into place. Aquarius will assert himself in his own irresistibility and will want to share his power with others. Even if you have to sacrifice time and interests, the efforts will not be in vain. Participation in a charity project will help attract the attention of influential people. In the middle of the month, people may appear who will try to help. Most likely, this is news from the past, when you had to sacrifice your interests for the sake of others. According to the general Aquarius horoscope in October 2023, the debt will return 100-fold. Along with moral support, material assistance will be provided, as a result of which it will be possible to solve the housing problem. Mercury in Libra will have a beneficial effect. Its patronage will allow you to competently support the body. Aquarius will feel a surge of strength and want to change for the better. This is a good moment to get rid of bad habits. The process of quitting smoking or fast food will take a little time. To get used to a new lifestyle, it is worth making friends with sports. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 Horoscope, Taurus. The Taurus horoscope for October 2023 foresees the aggravation of long-standing problems. Family and work troubles provoke increased anxiety and, as a result, stress. If you behave correctly, serious consequences can be avoided. Since the Sun in Libra is oriented towards gain, Taurus's financial situation will remain stable. In addition to the main source of income, a decent profit will bring investment activities. For Taurus, peace of mind is important. The slightest shocks unsettle for a long time. Of particular concern is the hunter's full moon in October, which awakens strong negative emotions. Physical activity can help you cope with this condition. Communication with like-minded people in the first days of October will bring a lot of important information. Thanks to tips and tricks, you will be able to make significant progress in business. The Taurus horoscope advises to lead an active social life. By attending events, you can establish useful business connections. Take every opportunity to improve your networking skills. Venus in Leo is a good time to make deals, as it fuels ambition and gives you the determination to go all the way. Thanks to this attitude, you will be able to overcome any difficulties. A practical Taurus will be able to calculate all possible options and find a dream apartment. Although less significant transactions will also be successful, for example, renting a home or office. In the middle of the month, a feeling of stagnation can cover, as if life has paused. Despite efforts, it is not possible to achieve the desired. The general Taurus horoscope for October 2023 believes that the problem lies in the lack of motivation. Participation in corporate trainings will help you to take a fresh look at your duties and find reserves for a breakthrough. Sudden difficulties are due to the influence of Mercury in Libra, when it becomes very difficult to make decisions. Uncertainty will burden Taurus. There is a possibility of losing important documents, money, or being very late for an important meeting. It is necessary to do everything possible to make the situation transparent, not to allow a single drop of doubt. Business life will revive at the end of October, which indicates the right choice of course. Thanks to connections and developments, it will be possible to turn the tide and move projects off the ground. The October horoscope for Taurus predicts an increase in income. After success in business, money will come. You can expect a pay raise. With Mars in Scorpio at the zenith of its power, things are about to get serious. To the surprise of those around them, Taurus will begin to show talents that no one knew they had. And this is not just an attempt to attract attention, but an application for success. You can organize promotions, exhibitions, and master classes. It will be unforgettable. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 Horoscope, Gemini. According to the Gemini horoscope, high spirits reign in October 2023. Pleasant events, successful coincidences, confirmation of the correctness of the chosen path. It will turn out to succeed not only in the business sphere, but also in personal life. In the month of Libra, self-interest fades into the background. Lonely Gemini tend to feel like part of the whole, so they are persistently looking for a partner. Perhaps fate is nearby, you just need to carefully look around. Active Gemini cannot sit idly by. The peak of activity falls on the hunter's full moon in October, when limitless opportunities for self-realization open up. Probably soon the world will know about a new talented person. The first days of October will go as planned, although there may be an element of surprise. Do not relax, the risk of losing still exists. The Gemini horoscope advises how to prepare for meetings, presentations. You need to have compelling arguments in reserve, as well as memorize stop phrases that block the opponent's arguments. The situation will begin to change for the better due to the influence of Venus in Leo, which enhances leadership potential. The twins will be luckier than they expected. At a critical moment, influential people will come to the rescue and propose a joint project. It is important not to play too much here. Violating the rules of business etiquette, success will not be achieved. The middle of the month will delight you with unexpected events that will be associated with people from the past. It may happen that a sudden meeting will turn life upside down, awakening a storm of memories. According to the general Gemini horoscope in October 2023, you need to follow the heart. This is the right path to happiness. Let others doubt and envy, you must live with your head. Under the control of Mercury in Libra, people become more reasonable and calm. The probability of mistakes is reduced to zero. In the life of Gemini, a bright streak begins, dreams take on real shapes, and all problems fade into the background. If you have the opportunity to buy a profitable tour, you should not hesitate for a long time, the rest will be affordable. The end of October will turn out to be successful financially, there will be no need to save. Bonus, salary increase, dividend income, money will flow in a stream. The October horoscope for Gemini foresees further strengthening of the financial situation. However, these are just outlines of the near future, efforts must be made. In a negative set of circumstances, a strong Mars in Scorpio will save face. The twins will be able to defend their interests, and they will do it so gracefully that they will acquire new fans. The positive vibrations emanating from them will fill you with strength, you will want to try even harder. Active participation in the life of society will bring worthy results. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 Horoscope, Cancer. In the Cancer horoscope for October 2023, a romantic mood hovers. Even in a dull autumn, the soul can sing with happiness. Single people will be more likely to meet their soulmate, and couples will relive their honeymoon. Under the harmonious sun in Libra, everything in the world strives for balance. Cancer perfectly controls itself, is aware of the goals and is looking for ways to implement them. The only obstacle to success is someone else's envy. It is better to keep plans a secret. With the hunter's full moon in October, career interests come first, everything else is secondary. Despite many difficulties, the need to work late, Cancer will be able to prove himself to his superiors from the best side. The beginning of October will be remembered for pleasant surprises related to money. Thanks to the increase, it will be possible to reach a new level of income, or the inheritance may suddenly fall. Despite the enveloping euphoria, the Cancer horoscope advises to postpone spending. You should think for the future. If you put money on a deposit, they will not disperse into trifles. Although the modest Cancer is burdened by everyone's attention and does not strive for leadership, under the influence of Venus in Leo, his style of behavior will change dramatically. Not everyone will be able to cope with the dark sides of the soul, so you should not try on an unusual role for yourself. Having succumbed to the temptation of power, it is easy to be drawn into the cycle of gossip and undercover intrigues. The mood in the middle of the month will be unpredictable, due to lack of self-confidence. Disruptions of plans and troubles are possible, which will aggravate dissatisfaction with oneself. According to the general Cancer horoscope in October 2023, one should not waste time on self-criticism, one must act in spite of difficulties. Perseverance leads to the goal, and experiences drive into despondency. The choice is obvious. Mercury in Libra will help you come to the right decision, since all attention is paid to the inner world. This is a good period for working with a psychologist, looking for guidelines. Having a strong intuition, Cancer will be able to answer the question, what prospects attract him and what needs to be done for this. You may need to undergo training and learn a new profession. The lyrical end of October will help strengthen family relationships. This is the time for cute jokes, surprises, and touching declarations of love. The October horoscope for Cancer recommends spending more time with loved ones. Helping parents, spending time together with children are small parts of great family happiness. Although Mars in Scorpio is a time of maximum activity, some Cancers may complain of a lack of energy. Women planning pregnancy are the most vulnerable. Stress causes diseases of the reproductive system. To reduce risks, you need to abandon bad habits and introduce new rules: healthy eating, frequent rest, and quality sleep. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 horoscope, Leo. According to the Leo horoscope, a lucky streak begins in October 2023. Luck will break into life, like a gust of wind. You need to be ready for change. Career growth, increased income, respect in the team, a reward for previous efforts. In the month of Libra, the atmosphere directly affects the mood, so everything should be harmonious. This is a good time for design experiments. Being a creative person, Leo will be able to show his talents in home improvement. Career shifts will be visible at the hunter's full moon in October, when bold ideas become reality. The leadership will push the Leo to action, testing his professionalism. We need to make ourselves known as loudly as possible. In the early days of October, it may seem that things have stalled a bit. Probably, the work has lost its charm, it has become crowded within the usual framework. The Leo horoscope advises diversifying the process, bringing a touch of novelty to it. You can use the services of individual coaching. This will expand the scope of professional opportunities. With disharmonic Venus in Leo, egoism is inflated to incredible proportions, ambitions are whipping over the edge. Since Leo is naturally proud and ambitious, the situation can become disastrous. The desire to take a leadership position in the team will lead to a series of conflicts that eventually develop into a corporate war. Fate in the middle of the month will be especially favorable to those who are not afraid to take risks. This does not mean that you need to rush into financial adventures, neglecting security measures. The general Leo horoscope for October 2023 suggests betting on analytical skills. If you carefully calculate the situation, the risk of being a loser is minimal. During the period of Mercury in Libra, life is subject to the laws of beauty, which corresponds to the nature of Leo. The best recipe for all troubles is a change of image. It's never too much to shake things up and clean your feathers, so don't hold back while shopping. At the same time, you need to remember that things should complement each other. It is advisable to think over the details of the image in advance. The end of October will be remembered for a long time. Moreover, everyone will see in what is happening a hint of the fulfillment of their dreams: lovers, a quick wedding, childless, the birth of a child, homeless, buying a home. The October horoscope for Leo predicts prosperity and well-being. Everything will develop like clockwork, quickly and at no extra cost. Since Mars in Scorpio encourages risk-taking, a life without thrills loses its meaning. In pursuit of pleasure, Leos can lose touch with reality, which will primarily affect health. In an effort to look spectacular, we must not forget that clothing should protect against bad weather. Hypothermia will start a chain of chronic diseases. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 horoscope, Virgo. The Virgo horoscope for October 2023 calls for prudence. A measured life is boring, but you should not push events. Changes are unlikely to be beneficial, initiatives will not justify themselves, attempts to enrich themselves will result in losses. As for family life, there will be no surprises. Under the Sun in Libra, the need for support increases, loved ones become a catalyst for development. Thanks to a reliable rear, Virgo will easily achieve all her goals. Financial issues will be successfully resolved during the Hunter's full moon in October. Virgo will be able to cut costs, which will pay off all debts. To avoid problems in the future, you need to get an airbag. The autumn melancholy, which intensified in early October, can deprive you of your last strength. The state of despondency can last for a long time. You need to fight the decadent mood. The Virgo horoscope advises not to give up. The light at the end of the tunnel will certainly dawn. To distract from sad thoughts and give them a new sound will help the creative process, for example, drawing. For a practical Virgo, functionality comes first, and everything else is a residual. However, Venus in Leo can turn life upside down. Priorities will change dramatically. You want to enjoy luxury, dress beautifully and relax in picturesque places. If there is not enough money for all the desires, you can start updating your wardrobe. The desire to pamper yourself in the middle of the month can turn into problems. Since the body is rebuilt in a new way in autumn, an exacerbation of chronic diseases is possible. According to the general Virgo horoscope in October 2023, the consumption of fatty and sweet foods should be limited. Alcohol addiction will also have a negative effect. It is better to replace it with herbal tea. Since Mercury in Libra gives the desire to do justice and protect the offended, Virgo will be able to settle all contentious issues. This period is favorable for applying to various authorities, collecting documents, and processing benefits. The only thing that can interfere with the successful outcome of the case is legal illiteracy. You need to know your rights firmly. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 horoscope, Libra. According to the Libra horoscope, October 2023 is the peak of luck. Mid-autumn is conducive to contemplation, which allows you to take a fresh look at many things. Thanks to a thoughtful approach and diligence, everything turns out the first time. At the heart of actions with the Sun in Libra is the desire to achieve balance. In order to live in a harmonious atmosphere, Libra, like real aesthetes, must surround themselves with beauty. Design experiments will be extremely successful. The hunter's full moon in October charges with love energy. Free Libra is waiting for a change in his personal life. An accidental acquaintance will become fateful, a complete coincidence of views. Unbridled passion is a vivid confirmation of this. The beginning of October will be a time of acquaintances and rich communication. Energetic people will appear in the environment, able to infect with their mood and progressive ideas. The Libra horoscope advises to adopt the achievements of new acquaintances. There is no doubt that they will be useful. It will be possible to succeed in matters that previously caused difficulties. Since Venus in Leo gives royalty and majesty, self-esteem skyrockets. Being confident in their superiority, Libra can easily inspire the right idea to anyone. This is a good time for presentations, promotion of goods and services. No need to be shy to engage in self-promotion. Happiness is the work of the person himself. There will be no shortage of money, so the middle of the month will pass in anticipation of purchases. Probably, you have to update your wardrobe or buy a tour for the New Year holidays. According to the general Libra horoscope in October 2023, large expenses will not be burdensome for the budget. However, there is a clarification: spending on gambling will be in vain and lead to a debt hole. Some slowness in actions and stiffness of reactions are explained by the influence of Mercury in Libra. Uncertainty hangs in the air, which is even better for Libra. There is time to think everything over and make the only right decision, especially when it comes to health. It will turn out to find useful information about the disease and decide on a treatment regimen. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 Horoscope, Scorpio. The Scorpio horoscope for October 2023 advises you to focus on your personal life. Increased charm will attract people who previously seemed problematic to communicate with. It can be a compelling romantic story. The negative energy of the Sun in Libra forces Scorpio to be guided by desires, and not by reason. Tensions in the team can slow down career growth. If you ignore good advice, nothing will work. With the hunter's full moon in October, time flows slowly. Scorpio will be able to pay more attention to himself. You should prepare for prolonged cold weather. Playing sports and proper nutrition will help the body to rebuild in a new way. In terms of creativity, the beginning of October will be a fruitful period. Autumn has a special charm. The soul strives for something high. The Scorpio horoscope advises to succumb to this mood in order to fill life with new meaning. It is not at all necessary to take up a brush and write poetry. It is enough to take courses in oratory. For the proud Scorpio, there are no impossible desires. Thanks to the influence of Venus in Leo, this confidence in their superiority will only strengthen. Winners are generous people, so a lot of benefits will fall to the lot of others. This is a good time to participate in charity events, to help those in need. Kindness will not go unnoticed. The financial situation in the middle of the month will be calm, although emergency situations are not ruled out. Perhaps a burning ticket will come across, or maybe sudden love will derail all plans. According to the general Scorpio horoscope in October 2023, there is a risk of fraud. You need to analyze expenses. Before spending a large amount, you should study the proposed service or product. The intervention of Mercury in Libra will play a positive role, encouraging you to think objectively. Scorpio will be able to curb impatient impulses, as a result of which it will only win. Meetings, recreational activities, spontaneous dates, all this can be beneficial if you see the rational grain. New acquaintances will come in handy very soon. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 Horoscope, Sagittarius. In the Sagittarius horoscope for October 2023, well-being comes through. Troubles are bypassed, the financial situation pleases with stability. Therefore, the mood will be good, there will be an opportunity to engage in your hobbies. In the month of Libra, the need for communication is more pronounced than usual, people need the support of like-minded people. Sagittarius gets along well with others, tries to be in noisy companies more often. This will help expand your circle of acquaintances. The most critical moment is the hunter's full moon in October, when the emotional state is very unstable, there is a risk of going to extremes. Sagittarius will be able to avoid negative developments by trusting his intuition. The mood in early October will be changeable, you will have to fight for a place in the sun. Emotional instability can be taken advantage of by competitors, drawn into a dangerous game. According to the Sagittarius horoscope, attempts to outplay and humiliate the enemy will turn into big problems. It is better to focus on health and try to bring yourself back to normal. Since Venus in Leo gives confidence that nothing is more important than personal interests, Sagittarius will strive for dominance. The best way to attract attention is to look irresistible in any situation. If there is not enough imagination or there are doubts about the impeccability of taste, you can seek advice from a fashion stylist. The cycle of surprises in the middle of the month will have interesting consequences. Acquaintance with a generous admirer, a sharp career rise, the prospect of easy money, dreams that can become a reality. According to the general Sagittarius horoscope in October 2023, success awaits away from home. If there is a desire to change life, you will have to trust fate, it will show the way. Mercury in Libra will add a little prudence and diplomacy, which will allow you to do without rudeness. Whatever passions boil in the soul of Sagittarius, who has a fiery temperament, outwardly this does not manifest itself in any way. You need to take a moment to close your student debts. The dialogue between student and teacher will be conducted positively. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 Horoscope, Capricorn. According to the Capricorn horoscope in October 2023, things will go uphill. All problems will disappear without a trace, at the right time there will be allies and the necessary amount of money. If you take the initiative in your own hands, you will be able to reach a high level of income. In the month of Libra, there is a strong dependence on the opinions of others. For the sake of increasing prestige, Capricorn is ready to take risks. There will be no trace of the usual restraint, new meetings will give unforgettable emotions and inspiration. The most successful in terms of money will be the hunter's full moon in October, promising large incomes. Capricorn should seriously think about how best to manage the funds. You can invest in real estate or your own development. In early October, confusion in personal life is possible, you will have to worry a little. High workload at work, financial turmoil will take a lot of energy, so there will be practically no time left for the family. If you ignore the problems, according to the Capricorn horoscope, they will only get worse. It is necessary to take part in the affairs of relatives. Thanks to the intervention of Venus in Leo, heart affairs will improve. Free Capricorn will feel interest from the opposite sex, which will undoubtedly raise his self-esteem. Do not refuse the gifts of fate, you need to take the initiative into your own hands. Let the future be vague, nothing prevents you from enjoying the courtship process. The pace of life will accelerate by the middle of the month, you will have to quickly respond to emerging challenges. New projects, interesting people, and the constant flow of information, just a head spin. According to the general Capricorn horoscope in October 2023, you need to carefully monitor the reaction of your superiors. It is on their approval that the further course of events will depend. Thanks to the peaceful energy of Mercury in Libra, harmony will be established in life, sharp moments will disappear by themselves. It may seem that reality becomes like a fairy tale, but even behind the enchanting brilliance, Capricorn will see the essence of what is happening. At this stage, it is very important to look respectable, so you should not save on your appearance. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 Horoscope, Aquarius. The Aquarius horoscope for October 2023 suggests focusing on your career. This period is good for negotiations and networking. If you manage to impress, profitable offers will not keep you waiting. For Aquarius, who fiercely defends his right to individuality, the month of Libra will be a time of pleasant discoveries. Creative experiments, unusual business ideas will be profitable and will bring moral satisfaction. Since the hunter's full moon in October increases the need for mental comfort, Aquarius will be able to settle family misunderstandings. You need to be patient to establish contact, bringing loved ones to a frank conversation. The events of the first days of October will make you doubt your competence. You will have to face new challenges. The authorities will want to expand the list of responsibilities. According to the Aquarius horoscope, there may not be enough experience and knowledge to successfully cope with the work. You should not deny the problem and look for the guilty. You need to seek advice from specialists. A beneficial role will be played by the intervention of Venus in Leo. Everything will immediately fall into place. Aquarius will assert himself in his own irresistibility and will want to share his power with others. Even if you have to sacrifice time and interests, the efforts will not be in vain. Participation in a charity project will help attract the attention of influential people. In the middle of the month, people may appear who will try to help. Most likely, this is news from the past, when you had to sacrifice your interests for the sake of others. According to the general Aquarius horoscope in October 2023, the debt will return 100-fold. Along with moral support, material assistance will be provided, as a result of which it will be possible to solve the housing problem. Mercury in Libra will have a beneficial effect. Its patronage will allow you to competently support the body. Aquarius will feel a surge of strength and want to change for the better. This is a good moment to get rid of bad habits. The process of quitting smoking or fast food will take a little time. To get used to a new lifestyle, it is worth making friends with sports. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger. October 2023 Horoscope, Pisces. The Pisces horoscope for October 2023 advises to trust intuition. Autumn melancholy debilitates, making it difficult to concentrate. It may happen that you have to make a fateful decision. Here you need to build on your feelings. There is no doubt that everything will work out. Since the sun in Libra brings thoughts into a state of sober balance, Pisces strive for a harmonious existence. Only what touches the soul and arouses interest matters. The moment of truth will be the hunter's full moon in October, helping to realize deep desires. Everything superfluous leaves life, giving way to something more important. To speed up this process, Pisces must invest in their development. The first days of October will be measured, which will provide an opportunity to adapt to new conditions. Probably, not everything that was planned turned out, but there is still time before the new year. According to the Pisces horoscope, there is nothing more important than mental well-being. Further success depends on it. Instead of being nervous, it is better to devote time to rest and chat with friends. For Pisces, support is important, since it is impossible to understand oneself without outside help. The intervention of Venus in Leo will play a positive role, confidence will appear, self-esteem will skyrocket. Each person is born for a great goal, which true friends will help to approach. If necessary, you can undergo psychological training. The middle of the month will pass in running around and official chores. This is a favorable period for a career, and as for personal life, you will have to make a choice and prioritize. The general Pisces horoscope for October 2023 suggests showing strong-willed and leadership qualities. If fate gives a chance to succeed, you need to use it, and amorous adventures can wait. Thanks to Mercury in Libra, events will develop according to the best scenario, which will remove many problems. You cannot cheat, trying to embellish what is happening, as Pisces will go with the flow and intuitively taxi in the right direction. In general, the situation is not conducive to long-term forecasts. Every moment of life is priceless. There is no need to complicate anything. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Spectral World Bridger.